Good morning, Panthers. Today is Sunday, November 17th. It's a day 4, and these are your morning announcements. Hey, Panthers. Did you know that this last week, from November 11th to the 17th, was actually National Recycling Week? National Recycling Week is really aimed at educating people and inspiring them to be thoughtful about their recycling habits across communities, across organizations, schools like AIS. Things like thinking about how we use our single-use plastics. I want to give a huge shout out to our grade 6 students and Miss Valerie's class and green program who have already went around our school and put little blue bins everywhere to promote responsible recycling of plastics within our own school. Something else that's really important happening is it's not just a week that we want to think about being responsible stewards of our planet. There's actually a global conference happening right now, today, in Baku, Azerbaijan. This is a country where a lot of really important world leaders are gathering for what's called COP29. COP29 stands for Conference of the Parties. This is where, again, world leaders are gathering to come up with different ideas, initiatives, talking about innovative strategies for supporting and fighting global climate change and to promote sustainability on our planet. I'm very excited. I recorded this video a little bit ahead of time because I'm actually there at COP29 in Azerbaijan with Miss Valerie and 2 student leaders who have joined us on this trip and are actually going to be promoting, putting together proposals and promoting positive action to support climate change at COP29. So Ms. Farah Abdu, our grade 7 student, and a 9th grade student, Ms. Haya Gamaldeen. So we have 2 students who are going to be there, and a little bit later this week, we're going to try to record some footage from our time at COP29 to share it with you during morning announcements. Before we do that, I just want you to know what is the big deal? What is climate change? Why is it so important? And why do global leaders from all around the world get together every single year to talk about this? What's the big deal? Let's take a look.
It's COP29, and that means talking about complicated and difficult climate issues. You might feel like you need a dictionary to understand what's happening, so let's break it all down. Firstly, COP. It stands for Conference of the Parties, and it refers to the annual summit where world leaders and other parties get together to talk about climate change solutions and how to fight global warming.
Paris must mark a decisive turning point.
The Paris Agreement. This is the benchmark for much of what is discussed each year at COP, and it refers to a 2015 treaty signed in Paris where countries agreed to try to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius. NCQG. That stands for the New Collective Quantified Goal on Climate Finance. That's a long way of describing an annual target for the amount of money developed nations need to put in to fund climate efforts. Loss and damage is a term that you'll hear a lot, and most of the time it will be used to refer to a loss and damage fund. That money will be used to help poorer countries deal with the effects of climate disasters. The money comes from the more developed countries, and the conversation this year will be around how that money is spent. Net zero. This doesn't mean releasing 0 carbon into the atmosphere. It means making sure that any carbon that is released is offset by schemes such as planting trees or finding ways to capture carbon before it's released. Another acronym you'll hear a lot is the UNFCCC. That stands for the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. It comes from a treaty that was signed back in 1992 by nearly 200 countries and commits them to fighting climate change. NDC stands for Nationally Determined Contribution. It's each country's plan for how they're going to reduce emissions. It's really important that countries submit their NDCs to the COP summit so that you can judge whether they've been successful and whether they've done what they said they were going to do.
In other news, first we want to welcome back our grade 6 students from Ain Sukna. I hope you had an amazing and exciting time on your adventure, and we are excited to hear all about it. Also, I want to remind you of some really important upcoming dates. First of all, this Thursday is a really important date. On this Thursday is the date that your progress report for term 1 is going to be published on PowerSchool for moms and dads. So your parents need to download your progress report, and what they will see is an overall grade, an ATL, and a comment for every single class that you had in term 1. So have them check that out, and we are excited to see the amazing progress that you made. Also, keep in mind that the week after, so next week, is a really important week. We have a lot of big dates coming up. On Tuesday, the 26th, we have the international trip presentation that I mentioned last week. So make sure that your parents are saving the date for that trip presentation. They can come, learn about the trip, ask all the questions that they want, see all the details about it before they make a decision on whether or not you want to participate this year. Also on the 26th, we have parent-teacher conferences starting on Tuesday afternoon, the 26th, through all day on Wednesday, the 27th. So again, parent-teacher conferences. On Tuesday, the 26th, students are dismissed at 11 o'clock. So you'll want to arrange for transportation to go home. At 12 o'clock, we will begin conferences with parents until the end of the day. And then conferences will keep going all day on Wednesday, the 27th. In a letter coming soon to your families, there will be a letter sent out where your parents can find your teacher's name and click on a link and sign up for a conference spot with the teacher that they want to meet with. So that will be shared with families soon so that we can get everyone signed up for conferences. Also, Thursday, the 28th, we have no school. That is a national holiday for Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving in advance, and we look forward to celebrating with our families all the things we're thankful for on that day. So that is it, Panthers. That's a wrap. Again, I'm excited to show you some footage from Baku, Azerbaijan soon. I will send a video. Throughout this week, though, I would love to help you learn more about climate change and what is the big deal about climate change. So every day during nutrition time, I have a link to a really cool video that your teachers may like to show you during nutrition time. So make sure to check those, or have your teachers check those out and enjoy learning. And I'm excited for our team to present about all the exciting things we learned at COP29 this year with you. See you soon, Panthers.